tonight at 4.
When you go to the museum, you see masterpieces, but have you ever thought about what goes on behind the scenes to keep them looking so good? Lindsay got to see that work today at the Joslyn Museum.
Yeah, and it was definitely something that I didn't really think about, but after they said it, Jen, you know, anything that's man-made, whether it's art or homes, you know, after a while it begins to deteriorate.
Yeah, it needs a little upkeep.
Needs a little upkeep, a little love. So this is kind of one of those things where the art world and the history world come together. So the Joslyn has brought in this conservator to restore a painting right in front of your eyes.
We'd had our eye on cleaning this wonderful example of Moran's work from 1899, The Pearl of Venice. And we thought that it was an opportunity to kind of give people a chance to see a little bit behind the scenes, what happens at the museum.
This summer, the Joslyn is showing you the art of keeping art looking so good.
Is it scary or is it exciting?
Twice a week, conservator Kenneth Bay leaves his workshop at the Gerald Ford Conservation Center to come here and work on a Thomas Moran painting.
It has looked so different to an entire generation or two that have lived in Omaha under this deep, deep yellow, discolored varnish.
He's taking the 60-year-old varnish off while teaching visitors about conservation. Kenneth uses a special solvent and swabs tested just for this painting.
And I try to do it very evenly and very carefully. You don't want to try this at home.
It's one of about 90 projects he does a year through the Nebraska State Historical Society. The process is one that's done all the time in art around the world, including on a famous Rembrandt. The Joslyn displayed earlier this year.
He was treated in Amsterdam, but we can do the same kind of work here.
So through learning and a little levity among the serious work, they're making pieces beautiful for generations to come.
So you can check that out at the Joslyn every Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 4 or this Thursday, every Thursday from 4 to 6. Very neat to see kind of happen in person.
I think you have to be a very patient person, though. I think I'd be too strong with it and probably take all of the paint off or something.
I know. Well, that was one of the things I was worried about. I'm like, don't you get worried that you're going to, you know, get a little too overzealous and then you ruin this 18th, century painting? And the restorer, Bay, says that the solvent that they use in that was made especially for this piece of art. So it's gentle enough that it's not going to affect any of the paint, but it's still heavy enough that it takes off that kind of yellow sticky varnish. So
interesting.
Yeah, very neat to see.